wouldn't say that I was on edge, but I was definitely restless and alert.
What's up you guys, Jason here and welcome to this video. It's a new week and time for another camping adventure. Tonight I'm going to be doing a solo overnighter at a spot called Berg River Lodge. I will put up the website for you to have a look at and I'll also link it in the description down below. It's pretty close to home, maybe an hour's drive from Cape Town, and it's out in the Paarl area, so super easy and very convenient. Weather-wise, it's looking great. There's no rain forecast, and tonight I have a low of only 6 Celsius. This video, however, is going to be a little different. As I transition from winter to summer, it's time to cut back on the gear in preparation for my more streamlined summer setup. So I'm going to be showing you what's currently in my backpack as I begin to cull some of my winter luxuries. I also have some new gear that I'm going to be showing you, and you may find that interesting. Plus, tonight I'm not going to be cooking with my cast iron pan. Instead, I'm going to be doing something a little different. So if you are into camping, if you're into the great outdoors like me, stick around and enjoy this overnighter with me. Cheers.
Vamos y sin censura, yo te hago todo a ti dulzura. Que para eso vente yo solo cuéntate. Y si tú quieres te pone a buscar. Es como tú lo mueves, rapa, pam, pam. Haciendo locura en la mañana. Si alguien te pregunta no ha pasado nada. Solo amaneciste en mi cama. Dale, bésame.
My name is Jason. I have a booking for an overnight campsite. That was for tonight. I have plenty of that, thank you. So this is the key for the bathroom?
For the bathroom.
Okay. Let's put that on here so I don't lose it. And I guess this I must put in my window, right?
Yes,
Okay.
in and out.
Okay. Awesome. Awesome, thank you so much. What is your name?
Elmine.
Elmine. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you.
Alright, so I've just arrived at Berg River Resort. Drive here was completely incident free. I came out via the National 1 and it took me just under an hour to get here. Upon arrival, I met a lovely lady at reception who checked me in. She also gave me the permit to allow me access to the resort. I've driven across the property, pretty big place this, loads to do, obviously very family orientated, and a little bit later I'll show you some of the amenities that they have on offer. Having driven around, I have seen I think 3 or 4 other caravanners as well. Some beautiful chalets or what looks like little cottages, obviously caravan and tenting sites. They do have water points, they've got light, they've got power, and where I am now currently, this is block number C. I do have my own ablution off to the right, number 6. They've given me my own key for the ablution. But this is the site that I've selected. I've got 2 trees right here where I'm going to attempt to set up camp. As you can see, right next to the river, this is the Berg River. Just in distance it splits in 2. River's nice and high. I've already seen quite a few fish swirling in the water as well, but also pretty cool with the backdrop of the mountains out in the distance. Other than that, just a few clouds in the sky, sun shining, very pleasant, very warm. I don't know if you can hear it, but the birds are out in full force, and so far I'm pretty happy. I'm pretty impressed. This is a nice looking spot. But anyway, plan now is to settle in and get camp set up. I've actually got people setting up camp right next door, so I don't want to speak too loudly, I don't want to disturb them, but also I don't want to draw any more attention to myself. But like I said in the intro, now that we are moving into the warmer summer months, it's time to streamline my setup into a more portable solution. And the best way to do that is obviously to limit my packing capacity. So in this case, I have got a smaller bag. This is a 45 litre capacity, and this essentially forces me to reevaluate my gear and determine what is essential and what is not. So for now, let's take a closer look at the bag and what I have in my backpack. Alright, so let's take a closer look at the backpack. This is my 45 litre Discovery. It's a pretty robust bag. On the outside we've got all the straps for external attachments. In this case I've got my woolen blanket. We also have the outer fly or rain cover, little side pockets, and of course on the back all the padded straps. Pretty much all the usual suspects that you would expect to find on a decent rucksack. But in this case, let's take a closer look at what's inside the bag. Right, so let's take a closer look at what's in the bag. Starting on the side, I've just got some paracord. I've got my flashlight and taser, also my utility knife. On this side over here, I have my toothpaste and toothbrush. Front section, of course, we've got the woolen blanket. That's just for comfort. We also have up top a rain jacket, and then if we open up the main compartment, right up top over here we have the first aid kit and all the essentials such as a emergency poncho and emergency blanket. If we open up the main section of the bag, first out is my food bag. I'll talk about that a little bit later. Water bottle or Nalgene, my memory foam pillow, cookser, my kitchen pot. This will be familiar, this has been in all my videos. This is the Fire and Maple 750 pot. Inside also a stove and a folding spoon. This is my ditty bag. Inside here I have fire steel, headlamp, spare batteries, antacid tablets and nose spray. Little kitchen pouch. Inside here I've got some dishwashing soap, some canola oil, salt, pepper and spices for cooking. This is my Thermarest Neo Air Venture sleeping pad, some bug spray, 3x3 meter utility tarp, waterproof tarp, mosquito net, cutting board and windshield for my stove, my silky gomboy. Just another utility bag. Inside here I've got some spare guy ropes and paracord, also some repair patches for the tent, the tarp and the sleeping mat. Little sleeping bag inner, just for in case. Then we also have a small ground sheet. I forget the exact dimensions, but it basically fits underneath a two-man tent. And then also right at the bottom we've got my Explorer sleeping bag. This comes in a little compression sack as well. This one has a comfort rating of 5, positive 5 Celsius, a transition of 0 and a risk of negative 10. And that, got some clothes in the bottom as well, just some spare underwear, beanie, sleeping socks and a spare t-shirt. And that is it. That is all the gear that I have with me on this solo overnighter. What's awesome about this site, it's right next to the river, and just up ahead, river splits in two, and from what I can see it's flowing quite fast, so river obviously very high. This is the Berg River. Alright, the tarp is set up, same configuration as before, just a lean-to with this little overhang, but plenty of ventilation and nice view of the river. Got the ground sheet down, got the mosquito net up, got my little woolen mat down, and now just to blow up the pad and then set up bed. Just another look at camp. Nicely set up there between the trees, and just off to my right, 1.5 sites down, I have some neighbors as well. I've just had a little walk around to have a look at the resort, just to see what they have on offer, and I saw, let me show you. Just outside the ablutions, we also have a little outside section to wash dishes. Some nice clean ablution facilities with showers, toilets, basins. Very nice. They also have a water slide, but obviously because of COVID and winter, it hasn't been used for a while, but I would imagine now with summer coming, this will be up and running pretty soon. Alright, so just next to the water slide we also have what looks like a little putt-putt course, and because of their closure, we can see the boys hard at work trying to get the resort up and running, obviously in preparation for summer. Yeah, looking pretty cool. And then of course just behind the putt course we also have this big play area for the kids, and slightly off to the right is a trampoline as well. Pretty much everything here. Just up at the top section of the resort is a huge pool as well, and again we can see the ground staff busy prepping for the upcoming summer season. Alright, so that's the little shop. I do see currently it's closed, but the menu outside, toasted sandwiches, burgers, chips, so nice little sort of informal restaurant next to the pool area. There's also a massive recreational hall. It's all locked up, so I can't see what's inside. Also the windows are all blacked out, but I would imagine there's all sorts of activities that they obviously host inside. Perhaps, you know, keep the kids busy when it rains, or on Sundays maybe church service, who knows. But pretty big hall just off next to the pool. There's even a point where you can dispose of your porta potty waste. I would imagine it's dumped into an underground septic tank. But that's a nice little touch for the caravan park. There's another little play park here for the kids, which is pretty cool. Little picnic benches as well. So I'm guessing this is more for the day visitors. Even a little animal farm with some goats. Right, camp is set up. It's looking pretty comfortable, and now all I have is time to kill. So I reckon I'm going to do myself a cup of coffee, and I did say that I'll show you some new gear. This is my new folding spork from MSR. Very compact, very lightweight, and it's a little bit longer than my wooden spork, but that's obviously because of what I'm going to be doing for dinner tonight. So earlier this afternoon I posted a short clip on Facebook just to show people where I was, and I had a comment come through saying that it's going to be very cold because I'm next to the river. Very true, it probably will be a bit cold. Forecast does say 6. I suspect it may go down to about 4, but I am prepared. I do have the right sleeping gear. This is the Explorer from First Ascent, and over here it has a comfort of +5, a transition of 0, and a risk rating of -10. But I do have a sleeping bag inner as well, and the layers with the thermo long johns. So in terms of cold, I'm perfectly fine. I've got the beanie and 2 hoodies as well. Right, it is time for dinner, and for dinner tonight I'm going to be doing one of these backcountry meals. This is beef and pasta hot pot. Never done one of these before, so I'm quite intrigued to see how this is going to go. And then afterwards I'll just have a cup of coffee and some Oreo biscuits. That is the plan for dinner tonight. Let's see how it goes. Temperature has definitely dropped a little. Okay. I have absolutely no idea how much water I'm going to need. Alright, so pull open at base, tear open bag at the top, remove the sachets, add water to the level, stir thoroughly, squeeze air out, seal bag, let it stand for 10 to 15 minutes, stir, add more water and enjoy. One and 3/4 cup boiling water. So tear to add water. All right. Well, that's looking relatively okay. It says remove sachet. I don't see any sachets. Okay, well, I definitely don't see any sachets in there. Alright, so there we go. We've got the water on the boil. Let's add it to the bag. I guess that's about right. Let's see. And let's leave that for 10 to 15 minutes. Alright, so there we go. Food is sitting for 15 minutes. Let's see how this goes. Like I say, I'm quite excited to check this out. I think I may have put in too much water, but we're learning. Alright, it's been about 15 minutes, so let's see what this looks like. Moment of truth. Well, it looks pretty okay. Let's check it out. Not too bad. Scrape it into the pot just to see how much food we actually have. So it is quite a generous portion, that's for sure. And it's not too bad, but I think I am going to spice it up a little. So I have to say it's actually not too bad at all. It's definitely rehydrated. The pasta is nice and soft. I'm not sure I like the beef though. But the pasta and the veggies, that's pretty tasty. But considering how expensive these meals are, this is not something that I would be doing often. But I'm sure you can see that. It's not too bad. It's not too bad at all. Backcountry cuisine, beef and pasta hot pot. It says here 2 servings. Yeah, not too bad at all. Anyway, I'm going to finish up my meal and then I will get with you again after. Alright, so there we go, dinner is done, and I have to say I'm quite impressed with these dehydrated meals. It actually was a lot better than I thought. But plan now is to just have a cup of coffee, jump into bed, probably watch a movie and eventually call it a night. But so far, great first day, still perfect conditions, the stars are out, not a breath of wind, lots of frogs and crickets in the background, but very peaceful indeed. Other than that, I will see you tomorrow. Good night. Morning guys. Little bit of a restless night. I didn't really get much sleep, but let me tell you why. Just after dinner last night, I'm doing my thing, and out of the blue, this child rocks up and starts asking me for money. And it was a bit of a mission to get rid of him, but I eventually did. And pretty much every half an hour, right through the night, security were patrolling with big flashlights. So it led me to believe that obviously they do have an issue with people coming in, probably theft. I know that there's a huge settlement just up the road. I'm pretty close to Klapmats, so based on that, I didn't sleep deep. I was pretty alert most of the time and rather restless. I mean, you know, I am in the open and my stuff is all over the place. But that said, it was a pretty awesome evening. Stars were out. At about midnight there was a lot of mist that came through from the river, and because of that everything got quite wet. At the moment, I don't know if you can see it, but I've got the sleeping bag hanging up to dry. Also lots of condensation on the inside of the top, but other than that, the sleeping bag actually performed really well. Nice and warm, although it got a bit damp. I had no issues with the cold at all. In fact, at one stage I actually got quite warm. But anyway, sun's out. It's already getting nice and warm. A little bit of a breeze coming through now, so hopefully stuff will dry quite quickly, and then I can start packing up and heading home. But priority now, obviously, a cup of coffee. Something else that happened last night, I got my mosquito net caught up in the sleeping bag zipper, and after some yanking and pulling, the net got so caught up that I eventually had to get out of bed, find my knife and cut it. So my brand new mosquito net now has a huge hole in it. But it's okay. If I can't repair it, I'll just replace it. It's actually getting quite warm now. I think it's going to be a hot day. But things are drying out pretty quickly, and it's time for breakfast. I've already packed most of the stuff away, all the little things at least. And for breakfast today, no surprise, oats. This is the apple and cinnamon flavor. I've actually had this before. It's really nice. And I must say, these instant oat packets are not only convenient, but also very tasty. I quite like them. Next week, if all goes well, we have another exciting video, except it's not going to be a camp as such. It's going to be something completely different. I'm just waiting to hear from my buddy as to what's going down. Closer to the end of the month, I'm going to be visiting a spot called Watergat. Lovely lady there invited me to come and stay over, and it's actually a spot that I've been looking at for quite a while, so I'm quite excited to get there. And beginning of next month, I'm going to be doing an overnighter with my dad. So that's going to be a nice video, that one. The boys bonding. I think we're going to be doing fish on the fire. I think that's the plan. But yeah, some cool videos coming. Apple and cinnamon. Smells amazing.
Alright, so there we go. Camp is all packed up. I'm just outside reception. I need to quickly drop off the key and have my deposit returned. And then from there, it's the short drive back to Cape Town so that I can start editing this video. Berg River Resort, pretty cool place, lots to do, great spot for the family. I'll definitely come back with the kids. I will leave a link to their website in the description down below, so if you want to learn more, check them out. But as always, thanks for your support. Please help the channel by smashing the like button. Also, don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you again in the next video. Cheers and bye.
Ven y atrápame, que ahora adultos sabemos bien lo que vamos a hacer.